Good evening. Mr. Jagdish Shetty, National General Secretary of VHS, Sri Iyer, the author of the book, ladies and gentlemen. Wish you all a very good evening. Lee Kuan Yew, who was the Prime Minister of Singapore, he said there are two options before me. Either I get corrupted and I put my family first and make them the richest people in the world and they come in the Forbes magazine and my people I don't care about, or I care for my people and I see that my country becomes one of the leading economies in the world. That was his attitude. But unfortunately in India, the politicians choose the second one, that is, they choose the first one, namely that I want my family to be part of the Forbes magazine and I don't care for the country. And most of the UPA ministers belong to that category, no less than Mr. P. Chidambaram. In our country, there is a problem. We don't take corruption very seriously. Otherwise, we won't get these people elected. You think that particular individual, he has amassed wealth. It's not that. It has larger ramification. It's like a cancer. Where it spreads from where, we really do not know. Because when a corrupt person takes a decision, that decision he has the effect of inefficiently distributing the scarce resources of the country. For example, if you take a bribe and then give it to a guy who is not really qualified to do the job, then you end up with a substandard project which will affect the country and the people. We don't seem to realize that. I was shocked when, some time ago, when Jayalalitha was convicted. People who were against her suddenly felt very unhappy and they were feeling sorry for her and they were telling me, poor thing, whatever she did, after all she amassed only 60 crores. This case is only, she has been convicted because her assets, disproportionate assets are only of the tune of 60 crores. I said, but 60 crores when? Only after 20 years this judgment was delivered. So what is the cost of the 60 crores, what it is worth today? They are not bothered about that. And not only that, though she may be caught only for 60 crores, it's not as if her total wealth was only that. There are much more which we couldn't. Like Al Capone. Al Capone finally he did all kinds of atrocities in US. Ultimately he was convicted only for some tax evasion case. That doesn't mean that Al Capone was only, he did only tax evasion. That was the only offense against him. But the officials could catch him, the tax authorities, on that issue alone, and he could be punished. He went to jail for 11 years and he died. So this is our attitude. We don't understand the ramifications of corruption. That is why most of the politicians, with impunity, they indulge in this. P. Chidambaram is one such example. In fact, this Advantage Strategic Advisory Consultancy. We didn't know about its existence. Poor Karthik Chidambaram, on his own, he came and delivered it on Dr. Swami's lap. What happened was Swami had given a press release in which he said that using Chidambaram's influence, Karthik is making money. And then he has many companies abroad, he said. This fellow could have kept quiet. Instead, he filed a case in Singapore court saying that such press releases are affecting my business because I have business all over the world. So it's internationally it is affecting me. Then Swami said, no, he has an international company like that. So we sent Dr. Swami's secretary Madan to Singapore to find out. We found out that company had its headquarters, the main office was in Chennai. It was registered in Chennai. Subsidiary was in Singapore. So he couldn't get that case filed there. It should be filed only in a place where the main company is situated. So Swami went to the court, High Court, and got an order saying that Singapore court's order is not binding on him and the case has to come to India, it will be heard here, and the case was dismissed. Then, you know Swami. Then Swami started going into details of the strategic advantage consulting company, and that is the reason today this poor fellow is in Tihar jail. Poor fellow, because he didn't expect this would happen. He could have just kept quiet, Then probably Swami, with all the busy work and then so many court cases with him, probably he would not have had time to look into this company. But unfortunately for him, and fortunately for the country, he got caught into it, and he's spending his nice time in Tihar jail now. This book today that Sri Iyer has written is a very important book. Particularly, it brings out how Chidambaram misused the stock exchange to make his millions. He has wealth spread over 14 countries and billions of dollars in his account. How did he make this money? The book says he made it through three means. One is through the C company. C company means through his minions who were placed in strategic positions in government and in private also. Through the media and through participatory notes. Dr. Swami had always been saying participatory notes are the way by which black money is converted into white, comes into the country, they invest, and then again take it back. What happens through the Hawala operator, the money is given. In Dubai, he gives you $1, and you use the dollar to buy from Goldman Sachs and others. Dollar, they give a note, it doesn't give the name of the person, just the amount and the name of the financial institution. You come and present it before the Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India allows you to trade in the stock market. And you rig the stock market and you make money, and there is no capital gain for that because you have a treaty with Mauritius. So these stamp companies, these companies are all registered in Mauritius. So they take back the money. An ordinary individual who deals in the stock market has to pay capital gains. At least earlier you didn't have to long-term capital gain, but now thanks to Arun Jaitley, you have to pay long-term capital gain also. But these crooks who make money, they have no such conditions laid on them. Participatory notes was one. The C company, where his officials, he placed them in important positions. What has happened even today, this government, in spite of being in power for 4 years, it has not been able to completely take them out of their positions. So they are the guys who are even now supporting these people, and these cases are proceeding in a very slow pace, and we are not able to come to a quick judgment is because of these kind of people who are placed in those positions of power. So, and then the media. He used the media very beautifully, Chidambaram. He used to make a statement, just off the cuff remark to the press, that I am thinking of increasing the tariff on some particular sector, let's say steel or aluminium or something. Suddenly the prices of those shares will fall. Karthi Chidambaram will enter the market, he will buy the shares. 2 days later, Chidambaram will say, oh, I was misquoted, I never said like that. The prices will again shoot up. Karthi Chidambaram will dispose of the stocks in the market. This is how they made their billions. For this, he wanted a stock exchange which should be completely under his control. So then NSE came into being, and NSE's founders were again recruits of Chidambaram. He wanted only NSE to be there, so all other stock exchanges like Madras Stock Exchange, etc., they all died a natural death. And when a competitor came in the form of Jignesh Shah, he was doing wonderfully well, but they considered him to be a rival, and with him, the control of the NSE will go away. So what Chidambaram did and his minions did was to see that the FDIL, which was promoted by him, was completely wiped out of the scene. That is the story. It is awesome, and at the same time very frightening how people who are smart, who want to start some new business, can be completely wiped out of the scene if you antagonistic to people who are in power. All of you should read this book because it is very scary. And I leave the details to be told to you by Sri Iyer. Thank you very much for having come. Today is a working day, still all of you have come. Thank you very much.